I'm sitting in front of a blank piece of canvas covered in eraser flakes. The trash bin next to my desk is already overflowing with paper crumples. It feels like I'm trying to squeeze ideas out of my brain, but my imagination is like a blank. It's like a dry sponge. The art assignment is due tomorrow. After all the emotional struggles and moral tug-of-war, I convinced myself to use AI. And all I did was take some keywords and prompts and copy that image and submitted it. Turns out that art earned me an A+. Maybe that story isn't exactly true, or maybe it was. But hypothetical or not, the question still remains, who should receive credit for the art, me or the AI? Obviously not me, because cheating on the art assignment prevents me from learning the process of making art. I fell in love with painting from the very first moment I gripped the pencil back in kindergarten. My life has revolved around art ever since. You see, the process of making art requires constant internal dialogue to think of something no one else has ever thought of experimenting yet. But creativity in art isn't just pure novelty. Real creativity is being able to capture floating ideas and organize all those strands into one original product. Being creative in art is especially drooling, since artists must go through stages of planning and hundreds of sketches before putting down the first stroke of paint. I am seeking, I am striving, I am in it with all my heart, says the world-renowned artist Vincent van Gogh. Artists are proud of their skilled technique and gifted talent to bring value to society until one day, AI comes in disrupting all the harmony. The summer of 2023, I stood in front of a digital artwork generated by AI at the Museum of Modern Art's New York. Unlike the conventional paint-on-canvas masterpiece, this piece of artwork was displayed on a massive LED screen spanning 66 feet in height and 38 feet in width, and it even had its own unique background music. As I watch thousands of pixels flow through the surface, I find myself submerged in a waterfall of colors. Rafiq Anadol, the creator of this painting, is an internationally renowned digital artist and a pioneer in exploring the possibilities of AI in art. However, Rafiq's art isn't the first to make headlines. A completely AI-generated art called Edmond de Balamet, constructed in 2018, auctioned off for $432,000. Well, will this mean that AI art will replace drawn art in the short future? Immersive art spaces, such as TeamLab and Superblue, are garnering significantly more public interest than traditional art galleries. As of 2023, only 464,000 people visited the Museum of Contemporary Arts Tokyo, while TeamLab had a staggering 2.5 million visitors. Here's a process of me demonstrating how to generate an AI art. Once I have an idea, I then use detailed prompting, asking the AI to generate and follow my instructions. If these artwork auctioned off for millions of dollars, does that mean my idea is more important than the art itself? Or let me put it this way, is the vision all that matters in modern art and not the skill and craft it takes to make these? So where does human creativity belong when technology is fundamentally changing the creative process? The same question emerged when cameras were first invented. People asked, why would anyone paint scenes and portraits anymore? Well, media specialist Jill Markwood published a research article titled "Photography's Influence on Painting," stated that the greatest contribution the development of camera gave to artists was the freedom to experiment and expand their creative vision. Obviously, the invention of cameras didn't lead to the death of painting because creativity lies in embracing changes. If anything, photography freed painters up to be less realistic and more abstract. Although AI is viewed as disruptive at the moment, it soon will become the norm. And that is why it is important for us to find balance between technology and human. Because AI will cause large-scale job shifts. It's just a matter of time. A case study conducted by the University of Oxford suggested that 47% of the 702 job types in America could be replaced by AI within just 20 years. But creativity is everywhere. The challenge, though, is how do we preserve that in this tech-heavy world? From designing a magazine to designing cars, news, websites, to formatting a presentation, or even cooking. can all be the rich soil where artists grow their creativities on. Just like the prominent American philosopher, writer, publisher, Elbert Hubbard once said, art is not a thing, it is a way. If you observe closely, I can guarantee that you will find elements of art hiding in every aspect of your daily life. Life is art if we can learn to think like artists. Artists are curious observers. Not only do they appreciate beauty, but they also ask questions such as, what makes this art so pleasing? Or what is the story behind it? And AI, too, can be a venue for artistic expression. Like the former TED speaker, Lucas Risotto once said, for the longest time in technology, artists imagine so that engineers can build, but I think engineers build so that artists can imagine. And more incredibly, AI is accessible to all with the help from apps like Adobe Firefly, Midjourney, and ChatGPT-4. But on the flip side, we might become overly dependent on these technologies. So let us not forget that the best way to preserve creativity is to let curiosity lead you. I'm sure we all had those moments as a kid where even the most insignificant things caught our interest. I remember when I was in kindergarten, I was constantly confused. I was trying to comprehend this vast world around me. I would go on little adventures in the park, the flowers, butterflies, trees, waterfalls. Every new discovery grasped my attention. And the constant exposure to new experiences made me very aware of my surroundings. And in fact, many of my current artworks seek inspiration from my childhood. And these are all discrete life episodes that carry emotion AI cannot duplicate. What I'm trying to tell you is that curiosity equals creativity, and this is backed up by research done by the university, by the Psychology and Brain Science Department at the University of California, Santa Barbara. The research indicated that curiosity is correlated with creative behaviors, creative personality characteristics, and performance on creative tasks such as drawing. When AI becomes easy to access, curious artists will then think about how to use handy tools such as the AI to make their art stand out. Take British artist and professor Harold Cohen as an example. Dr. Cohen developed a program called Aaron that specializes in producing AI art. Not only can Aaron produce unique modern art pieces, it can also adapt and learn from its previous creations. So now it brings us to the question of trying to answer the question, how? How can we navigate this tech-heavy world with original ideas? I like to think about it this way. You are an astronaut. AI is a rocket ship sending you out into outer space to explore the unknown. But you are still the pilot remaining in control to decide where the rocket goes. Although I admit that AI enhances creativity and can be treated as an extension to human imagination, still, we must prioritize our ideas over AI. Let's think first, and help from technology comes after. Crafts made by humans are truly authentic, and it has the power to connect individuals by reaching deep into their souls. A quote from Aristotle summarizes my speech perfectly. The aim of art is to represent not the outward appearance of things, but the inward significance. My upcoming art assignment is due in 2 weeks. Of course, I'll invite AI into my creative process, but this time, no more copying and pasting, because I know AI cannot replace or duplicate my memories, my experiences, or my brain. My brain does not operate by generating a stew of information and images only to match a specific prompt. The brain is unique, and your brain is unique. So let us move forward by honoring our creativity, to protect it from the allure of shortcuts and easy solutions. Have faith in your creativity, because believe it or not, it is your biggest asset. I want and I urge every one of you sitting here to make a product that is original to you, that represents you, and that tell a story that AI cannot tell. Thank you.